She began to sniff
That's an
gasoline
addiction.
at 13.
Damn, y'all want to know what I just noticed? I do not have earrings on. I've been doing so good on my streak of actually wearing earrings. Like, if you know me, you know I do not care about wearing earrings. Like, I will go outside, no earrings, no problem. But I've been intentional about having earrings on when I go outside. But I've been slacking the last couple of days. I don't know what's going on. First and foremost, stay hydrated, kids. Hi, welcome to my bubble where we do a little bit of adulting, a little bit of healing, and a little bit of creating. Welcome to July. I hope you're excited for this new month and this new energies. Today, in my bubble, I had a little money to play with, right? So the pause threw me. But I had a little money to play with, right? So it's summertime, baby. We having fun. We outside. So I bought some stuff from HelloMood. So I'm a little lifted. And I decided, how funny would it be? Because, okay, one thing to know about me, I say that a lot. That's funny. That's not how that sentence was supposed to end, but fun fact. That's what I used to say. Fun fact. Damn, I lost the fun fact. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, fun fact. I'm not addicted. I just don't know my limits, my boundaries. Oh, no. Pause. No. That's not even where I was going with that. Anyway, I have a high tolerance, but I take such long breaks sometimes that, like, getting back into it, it'd be fun, right? It'd be a good time. So I'm back. I'm not testing the waters, but like I'm back testing the waters today, and everything's funny to me. Lifted. So I decided I'm gonna react to the strangest, or like the top moments of my strange addiction. We are authentic and non-judgmental on this channel. I personally do not have a poker face though, so we'll see what it's given. So here's the first one. I just pulled up like compilations because I don't have the time. Ready?
And I'm addicted to carrying around my husband's urn. Humans are always captivated. I'm from Fayetteville, Tennessee, and I'm addicted to...
I'm sorry, wait. See, this one, I'm sorry. I'll fix the audio some kind of way.
I'm from Fayetteville, Tennessee, and I'm addicted to carrying around my husband's urn. Humans are always captivated by things that stand out from what is normal, from a physical, emotional, mental, or societal aspect, especially if they're impressive or hard to understand. After all, circus performances appeared in 1768 and enjoyed global success for centuries until other issues, events, and inventions reduced their popularity. With that in mind, when TLC, the Learning Channel, announced the premiere of the pilot episode of My Strange Addiction in May 2010, the producers expected viewers to tune in, and rightly so. Media reviewers called it the most disgusting reality TV show and a fascinating, entertaining freak show. But although all addictions
the section attracted to his car
we wanted to
me.
revisit the strangest ones featured in the show. Let us begin. Although our claim is unsubstantiated, the case of Casey, who carries and consumes the ashes of her husband Sean, is the most frequently discussed.
Everywhere?
She was 26 when she appeared in the season 2 finale and admitted to carrying his urn everywhere for 2 months talking to it as if he was alive. They married after 10 months of dating and were in a picture-perfect marriage until he suffered a devastating asthma attack.
I can't tell nobody
Casey
how to
started
breathe.
her addiction accidentally. While transporting the urn from the cremation facility, a bit of ash fell onto her finger in her car, and she licked it, not wanting to shake it off. Casey said the ashes taste like rotten eggs, sand, and sandpaper, but she grew to love the taste. She added that she lost 42 pounds, or 19 kilograms, because she ate only ash 5 to 6 times a day. Luckily, the producers made her check into a 24/7 surveillance facility, which stopped her from bringing the ashes to heal her grief and attached issues. In the 3rd episode of season 5, 26-year-old Jennifer confessed to eating mattresses for more than 20 years, almost since birth. She enjoys the activity and feels no shame in sneaking into her mother's room to eat her mattress while she showers. When asked why she didn't choose the path of lower resistance, she added, "The only reason I'm not eating my own mattress is because I ate it already." She didn't explain what she was now sleeping on.
Not to enable
After
your own
revealing
problem.
that she feasted on 8 mattresses by that point at a rate of 0.09 square meters daily, causing conflict with her mom and brother, a doctor warned her of health hazards. For starters, mattress foam is barely digestible by humans, potentially blocking smaller intestines.
That's why she's so bloated.
While she never had permanent problems, medical professionals informed her that it could prevent food digestion and block all bowel movements, both highly harmful to the body.
So
Another regularly mentioned case featured in My Strange Addiction is that of Nathaniel from season 3, episode 1.
I'm sorry. I don't
He
judge.
dated his car Chase
I judge
for
a little
over
bit
5
sometimes.
years at that point,
I judge when it's
and
necessary.
even had sexual relations with it. That situation began during his teenage years when he started building cars. However, he never felt that way until Chase, and didn't understand where the love originated.
You know what? I'm sorry. We don't
The two have common interests, such as a favorite lookout spot for a date, and even a favorite song, Can't Fight This Feeling by REO's Speedwagon. According to Nathaniel, the car also has a few positions he likes the most during intimate moments. This car lover is even ready to lose his job as a customer service technician when his clients find out about Chase.
Dunkin' Salted Caramel Cold Brew. Sweet and creamy.
Community.
And topped with a burnt sugar.
Community is important.
Shannon, a 20-year-old from Welland, Ontario.
Community is important. That's all I'm going to say.
Addicted to drinking gasoline. She craves it, unable to go a day without consuming it. Thus, if she cannot bring a canister, she pours it into plastic bottles or rubs it on her hands and licks her fingers for comfort. To her, it tastes like a mix of sweet and sour, then begins to tingle and burn her throat. Luckily, her family staged a home intervention and confronted her with the risk of severe injury and death after she started consuming over 12 teaspoons every day. Two extreme hazards are blood cancer and permanent bone marrow destruction. Similarly, Teresa from Williamsport in Pennsylvania was so addicted to smelling gasoline from a bottle she carried that she couldn't go over 10 minutes without doing so. She began to sniff gasoline at 13 and maintained the habit for over 3 decades, causing issues such as holes in memory, lightheadedness, anemia, and stomach pain. Unfortunately, on July 9th, 2019, almost 8 years after her episode aired, she died at 53 from an unrevealed cause. However, many suspect a link to her longtime gasoline vapor inhalation. In Season 3, Episode 4, 23-year-old Bertha from Florence, Alabama, admitted to being a nail polish lover and collector, but not for manicures and pedicures. Instead, she'd gulped down up to 5 bottles a day for the last 5 years, especially during stressful moments, such as after relationship struggles and bad days at work. She says it all started in a salon when she couldn't stop thinking about the smell and got curious about its slimy taste. By the time the show aired, she seemingly had some liver problems. Her body was warning her, nail polish contains toxic ingredients, such as toluene, ethanol acetate, butyl acetate, and dibutyl phthalate, and should not be inhaled or swallowed. Most people consider wearing a cast on a limb, finger, or toe a massive nuisance and cannot wait for the injury to heal to take it off. Contrastingly, Kevin, a 27-year-old from a Chicago suburb in Illinois, cannot wait to put one on despite not breaking any bones. His obsession began at ages 6 and 7 when he wrapped himself in rolls of toilet paper to mimic a cast. Then at age 12, Kevin broke his arm rollerblading and loved the physical feeling of the cast, calling it comfortable and snug and giving him a physical rush.
He needs structure in his life.
Additionally, he enjoyed the attention and sympathy he attracted. That made him eventually spend over $50,000 on casts, scooters, crutches, and wheelchairs. By the time the episode aired, Kevin had put on 2 full leg and arm casts, 2 full leg casts with a single arm cast, and countless individual ones. He even takes one everywhere he goes, in case he feels the urge to put it on. Viewers at home were shocked when Keisha, aged 22, confessed her dependence on smelling urine-soaked diapers. The pregnant woman from New York added that they taste like sour candy.
Why? It's always New York, bro. It's always New York. If it's not New York, it's California. It's always New York. Why is it always New York? Proceed.
And the more soiled and heavier they are, the more she felt drawn to them. Her obsession started 2 years before she appeared on the show, and she keeps them everywhere, including the kitchen, several drawers, her bed, the trunk of her car, and even inside her pocketbook. However, her fiancé started getting tired of her habit, unsure how it would progress after she gave birth. Before that, Keisha got dirty diapers from friends and strangers. A 62-year-old named Julius disclosed his balloon fetish that started when he was 4, and his mom brought him one from a hospital. During 50 years since that fateful moment, he's amassed over 50,000 balloons inside a home he calls a balloon sanctuary. He feels platonic, romantic, and sexual love, and finds them smooth, soft, delicate, and beautiful.
Wow.
Julius compares the heart flutters and arousal to being in heaven and hugging and kissing a woman you love. He goes on balloon rescue missions to find old, dull, misshapen ones, to blow them up and clean them. His wife thinks his love for balloons is peculiar, but has accepted it. Moreover, a psychologist convinced him not to worry, because he isn't harming himself or anyone else. Patrice from London began crunching on pieces of bricks in her teens. Curiosity made her start, after randomly remembering her grandma mentioned her dad and aunt crushing bricks and tasting them. Her husband Calvin knows of her habit and always cringes when he hears her munching on bricks in her bedroom or taking a detour to find a brick wall. Yet, despite knowing it has no nutritional value and can injure her teeth, mouth, and esophagus, Patrice feels the compulsion to eat more. She estimates she'd eaten half a ton of bricks in 12 years by age 28. Compared to many obsessions in the show, Lacey's is relatively harmless and, in a way, cute. However, it's undoubtedly strange that the 24-year-old cannot stop rubbing and smelling the head of her doll, Susie Q, throughout the day. Susie Q was complete when Lacey started bringing it with her for comfort as a kid. When the episode aired, the dark-skinned doll had no body, eyes, hair, or eyelashes, and became smooth over 2 decades of near-constant body contact. Her mom and cousins found her habit creepy and thought something was wrong with her. However, Lacey is addicted to the smell she describes as close to marshmallows and cannot leave her home without it. Heather, 43, appeared in the show during the 2nd episode of Season 5 and disclosed her dangerous compulsion to down at least 1 paint marker a day. This single mother fears her addiction will negatively impact her 2 sons, and although she never took a swig with them present, she says they spotted the paint on her lips and smelled it on her breath. So Heather is looking for
Wow.
a way to stop
Wow.
after consuming almost 3 gallons, or over 11 liters of paint in the last 3 years. Sadly, she finds stopping difficult because the paint tastes like a thicker version of warm milk that feels nice and warm going down your throat before getting a chemical taste that she finds perfect. Luckily, her kids and best friend Stephanie supported her, and the doctor warned her about the xylene ingredient. Consequently, Heather became paint-free after filming the episode. Although indisputably dangerous to the user and those nearby, hearing someone snorting white powder does not make a splash nowadays. However, what does is when someone is addicted to shooting white baby powder up their nose, like 28-year-old Jay from Houston, Texas. Her habit started when she was 12 and progressed to inhaling the substance at least 10 times a day.
Spray Hello to Elta MD UV AOX Mist. Hello 100% mineral sunscreen.
It's never that
Jay
serious.
stated it began harmlessly. She liked the smell and would rub it on her body to prevent chafing. However, over time, she kept putting the powder closer to her nose as the smell lost intensity. Jay estimates her daily consumption to be 5 ounces, or 141.5 grams. And when she put things on paper, she discovered that she'd inhaled over 51 kilograms of baby powder in the last 16 years. Additionally,
She's doing kilos.
the woman
She's doing
ignored the
kilos
known
of
risks
baby powder.
respiratory problems and lung cancer from the main ingredient, talcum powder.
Ooh,
Because a
right.
CT scan showed no damage, she felt no drive to stop her daily habit. Mark was 20 when he appeared in season 4's second episode, claiming to be in a relationship with 15 inflatable toy pool animals. 6 years before his on-screen appearance, he started dating Leela, a dragon he sleeps with every night and would marry. However, the Redlands, California
This
native
thing takes
also
polygamy
eats
to
and
a whole
showers
new
with
level.
other inflatables, and even kisses, hugs, and talks to them because they are soft and cuddly.
They are
According
soft.
to him, they make him feel affection he never received from his mom. After they noticed his obsession, cousin Matt and friend Josh suggested he visit a psychologist, which he did.
Right.
Unfortunately, while he began interacting with humans more, Mark still spends considerable time with his pool toys. Allison, a 19-year-old season 4 TV personality, begrudgingly confessed her habit of nibbling and munching on car tire shavings since 2007. She estimates her monthly intake of rubber reaches 14 pounds, or over 6 kilograms. She discovered it was hard to contain the obsession because they taste chemically, like a shock to your taste buds. Thus, Allison thinks she eats roughly 2 feet of tires a day and has ingested over 50 tires in her lifetime. Interestingly, she started doing this to save money, as she could get shavings for free. Sadly, despite health risks, Allison had only slightly reduced the amount she ate by the end of the episode. In the July 17, 2011 episode of My Strange Addiction, Nicole admitted to consuming drywall for over 7 years. She said that she loves the taste, smell, and texture, and eats roughly 3 square feet.
How do you
or
find
about
out something like that?
0.28 square meters of drywall weekly, adding up to roughly 100 square meters.
So what do you like? Build a
throughout her
wall
addiction.
just for you to eat? Like
Consequently,
what
the
wall are
walls
you
of her
eating?
house are damaged, and her family fears for both the structural integrity and her mental and physical health. Nicole stated that the obsession began shortly after her mom died and revealed she was unsure if she could quit. However, she knew she had to, for the son she single-handedly raised. Another thing that worried her was the drive to eat walls of her grandmother's house, who was unaware of her cravings. Nicole managed to stop after learning about toxic, sharp, and cancerous compounds such as glass, boric acid, silica dust, and mercury. Although not as unusual as the previous ones, the fetish of Lori Brody, who was 31 years old on December 29, 2010 when the first episode aired, is still concerning and unquestionably dangerous. First, it goes against the recipe for falling asleep and sleeping soundly, a dark, noise-free environment. She claims that the addiction began when she was 8 years old, and she now spends up to 8 hours a night next to a blow dryer to stay asleep. Although the sound and heat comfort her, Lori admits to having experienced several hazardous events. One night, she was attacked by the blow dryer, resulting in several heat blisters. Another scary event happened when the blow dryer fell to the carpet at an angle that trapped heat, burning a hole in it. Thankfully, it didn't start a fire. Another troubling fact is that Lori's daughter, who was only 3 years old in the show, slowly developed the same addiction. That was a wake-up call for the mom, and one of the reasons she signed up for help. Fortunately, asking for help was the right step. With the help of Dr. Mike Dow, a recovery expert, she managed to beat the habit in 2011. She admitted thinking it wasn't a big deal until she heard about a community of blow dryer users. Additionally, the day her episode aired, a Virginia father and daughter died in a house fire started by improper blow dryer use. That made her appreciate her incredible luck over more than 2 decades. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to...
I don't judge, okay? Shout out to them folk. The ones that got help, the ones that acknowledge they need help, the ones that are trying things regardless, and even the ones who are proud of their addictions that won't hurt anybody. As long as it's not toxic to yourself or others, live your best life, bro. Heal, though. Healing is so important. Anyway, yeah, that was my reaction to my strange addiction. In the beginning, middle-ish there, I caught myself being like extra dramatic, but eventually I got focused. So yeah, if you made it to the end of the video and you don't know me, hi, my name's Naori. Stick around, you love it here. Duh. Embrace being a star. Subscribe. Follow my socials. I'm posting twice a week. It is a new month. It is the second half of the year, Q3. I have to look at my Q3 tasks. I have to reevaluate. I have to update my write-offs. I have adulting things to do. Certain aspects that I always forget to include in my monthly reset. Speaking of which, a monthly reset is coming after this video. That should be the next video. Planning ahead. Part of my adulting. Yeah. It's July, so I'm back on Instagram. Twitter is Twitter. And I have streaks on Snapchat. That's why I use Snapchat regularly. Because the internet would talk about, oh, you still use Snapchat? Who been use it? I've been stopped using Snapchat. I use it. Anyway. I'll see you in my next one. This is why hydration is important. I will see you in my next video. Bye.